Hey, coming back at you again with the Rick Younger Show shirt and my sweater. I know you're saying, Rick, every week you make a video, but you have on the same outfit. Hey, Superman, it works for him, works for Batman. I don't hear anybody saying, hey man, I don't want you to fight crime or fight evil because you're wearing the same thing. How do I know you're clean? Trust me, I'm clean. And hey, if you got a shirt like this, why would you not wear it every chance you get? You too could have one. Yeah, just ask me how. I'm also coming from my son's room. Yeah, because I wanted to just talk about, I've been getting this compliment a lot about being a good father, and I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but most of the time it's based on the fact that I take a lot of pictures with my son. He's very cute. He get it from his mama. I think he gets a little bit of it from me, though. Yeah, I take pictures with my son every day, every day he goes to school. It's a part of our ritual, and a few other days. But anyway, I take pictures with my son, and people like them, and they're like, oh, they seem to have such a great time. And people say, he's such a good father. And I'm like, I don't know if y'all really know that, which makes me have to say, am I a good father? So it got me to thinking about it, because, if you're a father and you're active in your child's life, there's plenty of times you're like, yo, I'm not doing this too well. You're like, oh, I want to kill him, Not literally. I mean, if you're looking at this from jail because you killed your kid. I mean, I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject.
5-year-old is the closest thing you ever find to an animal. Yeah, because they're primal at that age. And my son, all his energy, all of his emotions right there on the edge. And he's just like constantly like, ah! 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 Yeah, and you can't beat kids these days. You know that you can't beat kids. Yeah, people always look at me like I'm evil when I say, oh, he's an evil man. He wants to beat kids. You damn right I want to beat kids. Everybody who has kids wants to beat kids. You may never beat your kid, but you want to beat your kid. I mean, who doesn't want to beat kids? I mean, it's an easy win. Who doesn't want to fight somebody they know they can win against?
But as I was saying, if you are a father and you're active in your child's life, you're spending a lot of time wondering just how good you are at the job. So it got me to thinking, what makes a good father? Of course, I had to think about my father. I think my father was a good father, especially for his time. It's like he was a father who said that he loved me. He was always at the games. He was always at the performances. He was the proudest one day. I almost busted a button on this suit. I was so proud of y'all up there singing because we would sing all the time. Yeah. But sometimes he'd get mad at us because we were singing around the house, and he would come and he'd like, can y'all quit all that noise? Then you throw in the added thing of being the father of a black child, which my father was. And my son's biracial, but according to the police, he'd probably be considered black, as especially if he's got on a hoodie. So you have that balance between, being a father, being there for your son, also being a friend, although that's not your main goal, because, your whole thing is you are a father. Your job is to raise your child and to get them ready for the world. But one thing I have to say that I found to be consistent with everyone who I know who has a good father is that their father was there. Being a father is like being Cal Ripken. You just got to show up every day. That's what being a good father is all about. I'm talking about Cal Ripken showing up every day for the baseball game. I don't know what he did with his kids, but I think he's a good father. Because I'm from Baltimore, so I got some people. Nobody ever said I heard Cal Ripken was an awful father. So hey, Cal Ripken, I believe that you're a good baseball player, and I believe you're a good father. So my goal is to always be there, to always love my son, and to always let him know that I love him. I think he loves me. He says he does. If you look at some of the pictures we take, you can actually see him looking at me like he loves me. Yes, yes, and I love him too. All right. So to make sure you listened all the way to the end to this video, what are we going to do this week? In order to make sure that you listen all the way to the end, this week we're going to go, Papa was a rolling stone, yeah. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Folks said Papa called himself a jack of all trades, but that wasn't my Papa to an grave. Talk going around town saying Papa had 3 outside children and another wife, and that ain't right. Well, if you're not good at singing Papa was a Rolling Stone, you can always sing the Rick Younger Show, the next Rick Younger Show, May 13th, 2015, 9 p.m. at Stage 72 in New York City. But of course, you can always find out about me at rickyounger.net. rickyounger.net. rickyounger.net, rickyounger.net.